nurses gathered in the allegedly haunted wing were trying to lighten the mood with some playful banter. They'd all heard the stories, whispered warnings about unexplained events in these very halls. Some had even experienced odd moments themselves, but nothing concrete. As they chatted, one of them decided to record their late-night shenanigans. Little did they know, their camera was about to capture something that would turn their laughter into terror.
Chingón a las 3 de la mañana, cabrón. Mírala, jugando memes como siempre.
In the background of their video, a small figure walked past. The nurses froze. No patients were supposed to be in this wing. No one but them should have been there at all. Suddenly the mood shifted. A dark, inhuman shape came rushing towards them. The footage cuts off abruptly, leaving us to wonder what happened next. Now we're taking a look at some CCTV footage, which stems from an old sewer tunnel system located somewhere in Europe. The story goes that a lot of sketchy stuff was going on in these systems back in the day, and that to this day, workers still see the eerie outlines of spirits down there. Apparently, the following footage is showing us one of these instances. A woman seems to appear at the end of the sewer tunnels, but also the light flickers just moments before she appears on camera. That's quite strange. And as mysteriously as she appears, she vanishes. Only moments after that, there is a dark shadow that is making it towards the end of the tunnel as well. Which is pretty inexplicable to many. What do you think happened here? I couldn't say, to be honest. A young woman began experiencing something really terrifying. She felt that a presence had somehow attached itself to her during her shifts. The situation took an even darker turn after she moved to a new home in France. What might have been manageable escalated dramatically after she and some friends played with a Ouija board, treating it as harmless entertainment. This choice seemed to strengthen whatever had followed her from her security job. Within days, the haunting signs began, strange noises echoing through her house when she was alone, as if an invisible visitor was keeping her company. The footsteps she captured on video were unmistakable and far too deliberate to be written off as normal house noises. As she investigated the sounds, one thing became frighteningly clear. Something or someone seemed to be making these sounds.
J'arrive pas à dormir parce que j'entends tellement de bruit dans la maison que j'ai l'impression qu'elle est en travaux. Ce qui m'a empêché de dormir, c'est une porte qui claque. Il n'y a pas de vent. J'ai trouvé cette photo, qui est une carte postale qui date de 1922. Truc de fou. coup, il y a plein d'objets anciens dans la maison que je retrouve au fil du temps. Et j'ai l'impression que la maison, elle a une histoire de fou malade. Genre, clairement, c'est un truc de ouf. Genre, regardez. Il y a encore des bruits, les gars, c'est dingue.
The woman's experience took an even stranger turn when she discovered an old key hidden behind a painting. Remembering the locked basement door, she decided to try the key. What happened next was so frightening that she immediately fled the house.
En plus, on voit rien. Je vous jure, j'ai des frissons. J'espère que c'est pas là-bas. J'espère que c'est pas là-bas. Elle sent le fer, mais vraiment, elle est toute vieille. Même mes mains maintenant, ça sent. Ah, il y a des moustiques en plus. C'est rentré, les gars. Non, 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 non. Non. C'est du vent, c'est du vent, c'est du vent. C'est pas possible. Allez, ça y est. Oh, je vais y tomber. C'était du vent. Ok. Ici, il y a encore un truc. C'est sans doute malade. Oh, les gars, attendez. Il y a une pierre dehors comme ça. Ça mène à la rue. Les gars, ça mène à la rue. Il y a des gens dehors qui rentrent ici. Non, c'est une blague. En plus, regardez, il y a un truc qui a pété là-bas et tout. C'est sûr, c'est utilisé. Attendez, mais il y a des gens qui rentrent. En plus, il y a un drap en plein milieu. Ça sert à rien, ce truc. Non, 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 ça y est, non, non.
What she discovered on her return visit was far more disturbing. Her second trip to the basement revealed a wooden staircase leading to an opening. At first, this seemed to offer a logical explanation. Perhaps homeless people had found a way in. But the supernatural activity only escalated.
Je crois que j'ai jamais vécu ça de ma vie. C'est vrai.
Her stereo began playing music on its own, and she discovered a large handprint on one of her mirrors, notably bigger than her own hand.
Regardez, c'est tout sauf mon empreinte de main.
Next, objects in the kitchen started moving by themselves. Growing desperate, she followed her viewer's advice and attempted some cleansing rituals. However, these efforts to rid the house of negative energy backfired spectacularly. The most chilling revelation was that she might have inadvertently created this situation herself. By not properly closing her earlier Ouija board session, she may have left open a portal, allowing a shadow entity to enter her home. The following case has been documented by Alexander, who states that he has moved into a new apartment at the time. Things were really strange right from the beginning. The day he moved in, he captured a strange lady during a walkthrough that he had recorded for his family. A sign of things to come. Another night, he noticed this strange woman in the building across from him. As Alexander is turning around towards his friend, the creepy lady seems to be standing right behind him, and he didn't notice it in real life. Which means that something is very wrong with this place. He apparently is still looking into this, but it's a very creepy case for sure. Another video from a young man who also describes that he was hearing a lot of creepy noises coming from his very own basement. Many times he had recorded, however, was never lucky to capture anything.
I heard some noises again. Hello? No way. Oh!
Is this a pair of ghostly legs walking through the screen here? Unfortunately, it is not known what happened after. This video was recorded by a young man who came across something terrifying in the crawl space under his very own house. He started hearing some really odd noises stemming from underneath his home, and this night was no exception. As he was standing in the kitchen, he started the recording. He was initially listening to some weird banging noises, and at first he thought it to be an animal. What was really weird were a few items that were totally misplaced, and it was certain that it wasn't him nor his girlfriend who had moved these things. It was a stranger who had broken into his crawl space, and then later it was revealed that it was his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend who was extremely possessive and stalked both of them, and that this crawl space action was no single occurrence. They later got the police involved to take care of that matter. A creepy case, I find. Now we want to take another look at TikTok user Face the Light, who documented the haunting at her former family home that involved a shadow man that had terrorized her for a good while. Now it seems that she has moved and things have gotten a bit more quiet, until the day where she started this particular TikTok again.
Maybe when I'm done with it, I can send you this.
On another TikTok, she continues a room tour, on which she talks about the amazing items that she could gather for her new place. Now let's see.
I just wanted to show you my room. This is the bedding I got. This is the duvet that I grabbed from the house. There's all my books that I could not fit on my shelf. I saw in the last video, some really weird stuff has been happening around here. Like I keep hearing like random noises. I don't want to freak you out. I mean, I'm not that worried about it. I mean, it's kind of freaky. But anyways, on a lighter note...
And here the apartment tour continues, and she is aware that these events seem to transpire more and more.
I put the nice towel that you sent me. Thank you.
Who knows? Maybe the thing that was haunting her has moved to the new place with her. And it takes all a pretty dark turn, when indeed what other viewers describe as the Shadow Man is making a return, and freaks the living bejeebies out of her.
There's someone on the back porch.
Pretty much looks like the same figure, doesn't it? The Shadow Man just stands in front of the window for a while, peeking in and staring at her. Then it appears that he makes it into the house for some reason, and this is where Face the Light takes the last couple of recordings of this terrifying being. Isn't that terrifying? The following was captured by a young man who was documenting his yo-yo practice, and he states that ever since moving in, he had trouble falling asleep in his room at night. It all got a little eerie when suddenly his camcorder tumbled over. As the man is looking under the bed to get his yo-yo, it appears that he captured a creepy-looking head. He didn't even notice it at the time, but some believe that this might be the reason why he is having such a hard time to fall asleep. Is it an entity that was looking at him here? Creepy. This encounter was shared by Luis, a night officer who was experiencing some pretty scary activity at his new workplace. According to him, bizarre and terrifying things start happening, so scary that by the end, all he can do is run away.
Voy a grabar porque estoy en mi trabajo y vine a dejar unas cosas, pero aquí siempre se escuchan cosas raras, pero hoy, en el rato que llevo aquí, o sea, de plano ya son ruidos muy raros y voy a ver si puedo grabar algo. Este apagador está atorado, no puedo presionarlo, creo que no sirve y ni siquiera hay focos donde debería de haber. Este es un área como de... se almacenan muchas cosas viejas, pero la verdad, ahorita yo estoy solito aquí, tengo mucho miedo, no mames. ¿Qué fue eso? Ay, no sé si sea buena idea. Buena idea. Aquí no hay nada.
Up to this point, he's only captured poltergeist-type activity, objects moving on their own. His nerves are obvious, the camera shakes with his trembling hand. He's clearly terrified, but the real horror was just about to begin.
Ay, no sé qué fue eso. O sea, está súper rarísimo. No sé qué habrá sido, la verdad. Pero donde más se escucha es allá arriba y la neta me están temblando las piernas para subir. No, no mames. Algo se está moviendo allá arriba. No mames. No mames. ¿Qué fue eso?
At this point in the recording, you'll see a figure appear behind the stairs. It looks like a person wearing a black cloak, watching him. When Luis notices, it quickly hides, and seconds later, a shirt flies off a hook and lands oddly across the floor. Then he decides to climb to the second floor.
No manches. No mames. ¿Qué fue eso? No mames. No mames. Esto fue lo que se movió. Ay, me está temblando la mano. Ay. Tengo las orejas hasta calientes. Aquí no. O sea, aquí nadie tiene acceso. O sea, no sube nadie. O sea, ahorita les voy a enseñar que no hay nada. Nada, ni nadie aquí. No mames. De hecho, que está como cerrada. Aquí. No hay nada. Miren aquí de este. No mames. ¿Qué fue eso? No mames.
He prowls the hallway. The room at the end is locked and empty. The poltergeist activity continues. Objects shift, and Luis' terror is clear. Every breath and shaky step is caught on camera. He warns that nobody has permission to be in this abandoned storage wing because of the paranormal events.
La verdad es que esta luz que está acá fue la que me hizo. No hay No mames. No mames. ¿Qué fue eso? No, no manches.
He finds himself in a locked room where the cloaked figure stands behind the door, fully enclosed by no exit or entrance. This terrifying footage captures what it must have been like for Luis to face this in person. His fear, his trembling. There's no denying how real it feels. It looks like Luis may still be on night duty there, and we don't know if he's still facing that shadow entity. We'll keep watching for any updates. During their nightly patrol route, security guards drove past an old cemetery when something caught their attention, a figure that seemed to be floating above the ground. They quickly grabbed their phones and started recording the bizarre sight.
No mames, ¿qué es eso? ¿Será un cricoso que está ahí detenido en el tiempo y en la nada? Ay, se me parece. Ahí está. Está otra vez. No se mueve.
What makes this incident particularly strange is that almost nobody visits this old graveyard at night. And more importantly, people don't usually hover in mid-air. Maybe some kind of reflection or camera effect. The security team couldn't make sense of what they were seeing, and to this day, no one has been able to explain exactly what was captured on camera that night at the cemetery. This video was uploaded by Exploration Unknown, which is run by John in Tennessee. The channel is focused on visiting abandoned and unusual locations, so it's not surprising that he may have run-ins with the paranormal. The clip was filmed at the abandoned Brushy Mountain State Prison, which is known to be a haunted location, and was filmed at approximately 3 a.m. It appears that the group is visiting some sort of basement or parking structure in the prison, just exploring and capturing some footage, when they happen to catch this on camera.
Is your name Leroy? Dude, I just heard something from like another room. I heard something back that way. Dude, you hear that talk? You hear that? I hear a man's voice. Somebody might call us here, dude. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, what was that?
Take a look at the far right of the screen. A strange shadow is suddenly caught moving in the back portion of the room. It doesn't seem like the shadow aligns with any of the people present. It definitely has a humanoid shape, although it is quite hard to tell in the darkness of the prison. It's tricky to say what could have caused this sighting, although the uploader does believe it was a shadow figure. Viewers also have commented that the negative energy in the video leads them to believe it was a paranormal capture. I suppose we will never know for sure what was captured at that abandoned prison, but it's pretty ominous. Following is another unsettling recording which has been captured and shared by user Leon. He uploaded the following footage to the paranormal section of Reddit. He and 2 of his friends were out that night to check out a supposedly haunted and abandoned building, and what their camera captured can only be described as quite intriguing. He states, "We were investigating the administration building of the Norwich City State Hospital. We didn't find much that night, but believe to have caught the voice of a ghost girl and a weird white figure. Been having trouble sleeping since this happened."
That's not my phone. That's not my phone. You heard that, right?
Believe it or not, but that voice you hear was unaccounted for. The girl was not part of the group, so it is believed that they might have captured a ghost girl. Other people say that this could also be a case of stone tape theory. This theory claims that a person's energy in their moments of death can be imprinted on certain stones and can be replayed under the right conditions. But they also captured this.
I don't know. You heard that. Dude, I swear. Dude, I swear to God it wasn't me.
A really odd white object is leaning towards the left side of the door, but it's too hard to say what exactly it was. If it was related to the voice, maybe it was the spirit of a former patient. Who can say for sure? The following is an older but still gold recording that was captured by a hospital worker one late night. He was the only person left on the wing at the time, since this part had been abandoned for a few months already, and he was just cleaning up a few things, when all of a sudden a creepy noise could be heard, and then they started recording the following. A strange, inhumane figure is leaning into the frame from the right, and it seems slightly tinted in a brown color, almost see-through. Safe to say that this was no ordinary human, which gives the reason to assume that this perhaps was one of the lingering spirits that still roam this old part of the hospital. Creepy. This is another classic, but still a pretty creepy video that was unsurfaced many years ago. It shows 2 hospital workers from Mexico who were fooling around during their night shift when the nurse recording noticed something odd on the other side of the operating room door.
Es que te estoy enfocando a las boobies. Ah, no mames.
¿Qué?
Pasó algo.
¿Qué pasó? No mames.
A ver, ven. No mames, pasó algo, te lo juro que pasó algo,
Se mueve, ya se mueve.
Vete a la verga.
Yo no voy.
No mames.
There is, without a doubt, a fast-moving shadow of a man that passes the room from the left side of the screen to the right. There have been many documented cases of these fast-moving shadows. Perhaps this was a passed-on patient who was visiting these facilities one last time. If not, what else could this have been? After all, the Shadow Man had just vanished into thin air. Hard to say. The next recording was shared by Dr. Muerte, and he tells me that it was captured by a young man who thinks that he's living in a pretty haunted place. He was alone that night.
¿Qué va? Oh. 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 Oh.
Is there somebody standing? Something seems to frighten this young man quite a bit, but I can't tell you what it is. Oof, hard to say. I mean, there is something. And now we want to take another look at the case of Dustin Lee Frazier, who recently documented his creepy encounters in his cabin, and he believes that whatever he encountered there might have followed him to his workplace, which is a diner. He's working the night shift all by himself when the following unfolds.
No, because I'm freaking guys. So I just Snapchatted my friend, right? And I like walked through, and now the alarm's going off. So I was walking through here, and whenever you get right here, you can see something behind me. And I like watched it, I did like a playback before I sent it to him, right? And like there was like these lights were off. Like, I feel like I need to go to a doctor, but, like, I'm constantly just, like, nauseous, and I don't really know why. Like, I have tried to, like, take medicine for it and stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it really does anything. And then whenever I go and I'm just, like, laying down and stuff, like, I can sleep, and whenever I sleep and say, hey, like, you could, oh, I can't. I also hate that they always keep this room so dark. Like, come on, man. But anyways, yeah, if you wanted to swing by and say, hey, then, you know, you could.
A dark entity seemed to be with Dustin in the diner, and while his camera captured some of the demonic noises, he himself was completely unaware of the activity. Many viewers believe that it could be the same shapeshifter that was stalking him in his cabin. Could it be so?
No, it doesn't seem like it really does anything. And then...
The following clip was uploaded by Hubble Vision, and he was looking for help in the paranormal section of Reddit. He tells us, "So, we have someone who worked here that said after a wedding she saw a little boy running across the room, followed by chills. The doors opened while the party was going on. She doesn't like talking about it. A year or so later, this happened." The doors opened while a party was going on, and Hubble states that it is very unlikely for it to have been caused by wind. The doors at the top of the screen lead into a banquet room with the kitchen in, and there were people in there at the time, so we don't pay much attention to the activity in that particular doorway. The man on the left was one of his former bosses, and on the brink of quitting himself due to him witnessing many of these strange encounters. But the door opening is one thing. What's really weird is the table in the back though. Take a good look. It looks as if something is lifting up the tablecloth. Maybe even an apparition can be seen here. How do we explain that? Really mysterious.